And welcome back to Icarus Patchnotes discussion week 134 Matariki. I'm here with Carl since Echo's internet still hasn't been fixed, and I found Carl willing to fill in for her. So I'm gonna switch back to Discord. Hey my man, how you doing?
Good evening. Yeah, I'm doing well. Can't complain.
Good, good. Good to hear.
Yes, you're doing well.
Not bad, not bad.
Always good to hear.
Yeah. So let's go to the patch notes of week 134 again, and let's butcher some New Zealand names.
Let's do our best indeed.
Exactly. So we're at week 134, the new Matariki operation and the kiwi bird spawning on Icarus. There is now a new Matariki operation, free for all Styx expansion. The new Matariki operation, free for all Styx expansion owners, along with kiwi and kiwi fruit now found on Icarus. Uh, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that first sentence. I'll just put it in, say it in English. Welcome to week 134. I mean, go ahead and try to pronounce it in Maori.
No, it's okay. I'm good. That's fine. I'm good. It's just past it. Welcome to week 134 indeed. I agree. Yeah.
Alrighty, so this week we're celebrating Matariki, the Maori New Year here in New Zealand, with a special free Operation DLC for all Styx owners, and also the new kiwi bird and kiwi fruit plant. It's a new operation, a repopulation research, which tasks you with introducing a new species to Styx, the elusive kiwi. We've also got an update on our Prometheus Part 2 project, so let's quickly jump in and have a read. A couple of notable improvements. A lot of people were complaining about game crashes when opening the map. I have to admit I have not had this issue, but I've seen multiple people reporting this in Discord.
Last
This,
time I had last time I had an issue with the map was with severe performance degradation, like way back when you opened it. It basically buggered up the game's frames, but yet again, that was possibly like a Radeon-based issue, but it was pretty bad.
yeah, I remember that one way, way back.
Yeah,
But it didn't crash the game, it just
no, no,
caused severe lag.
yeah.
So there was an issue where it actually crashed the game, which now should have been fixed. Nice for people who suffered from this crash. So now they can actually play the game again.
Yep.
Adding tooltips to the exotic deposits, both trees and veins. And fixed a bug where you could not craft items while mounted. Now here I was thinking this was by design. So
Interesting.
if you're on your mount and you wanted to craft something, there was only a very limited subset of
Oh,
items you could craft.
yeah, like splints or bandages or something to that
Not
effect,
even
right?
that. Like
Okay.
sheet animal food and these, I believe the sheet
Uh-huh.
crackers and like 3 or 4 more items. A very
But these
very
are
limited subset.
but these are items which are obviously crafted on your person because you can't interact with anything whilst being mounted, right?
True, but normally if you craft
Okay.
something in your inventory, you don't interact with anything either.
True, that was the thing. So
Uh,
when I read it the first time, I was like, I didn't know that you could interact with things whilst being mounted. So, because I just envisioned myself riding a buffalo into your house and then just interacting with the crafting tables and the fabricator and then riding out the door. But no,
no,
that's
it
not
is
how it
crafting on
works.
person.
Person, I got
Yeah.
it.
Now I thought this was by design. Apparently, it was a bug. Well, it's a bug which has been there since, if this is indeed this has been so since mounts were introduced. Or at least for me
Mhm.
it has been.
If you think about it realistically, if you're standing still on a mount of a nice saddle, you might most likely be able to craft quite effectively with just, putting the bandages in front of you and then, the animal sitting still, not whilst you're sprinting, but theoretically, just standing still, being able to open your inventory, because which you do when you go into an inventory window usually, and then quickly just crafting things, and then you speed off. But the point is that yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
makes sense that you should be able to craft simplistic items on the mount.
you can craft items whilst running.
Yeah, no, you can, but I'm just saying that, practically speaking, in real world terminologies, sitting on a horse saddle is a relatively convenient thing, and it's not the end of the world. You can do a lot of things whilst
Yeah,
technically routing around.
yeah.
So,
So I'll have to have a look during a subsequent gameplay. Let me actually type it in. Craft whilst mounted. Okay, I'm gonna test this out during subsequent gameplay. And then we can
can you
see whether
can
or not. Yeah.
can you access the saddlebags of your mount whilst you're on your mount?
No, you cannot.
Hmm. Okay.
But I'll have a look during subsequent gameplay.
That's good.
This week we have a new operation on sticks, the Matariki operation. We're celebrating the Matariki, the Mori New Year, this week by introducing a new mission. Repopulation research will be granted for free for those with access to the sticks map. Now, the briefing for this operation is as follows. You have to help introduce a new species to Icarus. Name is Repopulation Research. The operator is UDA. Biome at the Great River, so Styx. Backgrounds. Help to reintroduce a newly genetically enhanced revived species into the Styx region. The mission is to deliver the new species for introduction to Icarus. Regarding the terms, this area is under-surveyed and was previously deemed too dangerous for human traversal. Proceed with caution. The UDA takes no responsibility for contractor safety.
Sounds
What?
like the perfect location
Yeah,
to release a flightless bird out into the wild. Because I'm
exactly.
definitely imagining he or it will be subject to becoming some mobile dinner for some commodos,
Uh,
for some lizards
maybe.
which are hungry.
However, these animals do attack
I mean, we saw
when
we'll see the
attacked.
picture shortly, or do we have? No, so you forgot to talk about the picture because you can see in the picture just above that to me, this, I've been joking about the size of the kiwi because a kiwi in actuality is smaller than a guinea fowl, and if I'm not mistaken, those are technically like bushes, which are in front of it
Yep.
and behind it, and that tells me that if that thing is standing up straight, it's looking you in the face.
Oh yeah.
So
It'll
that's
be
a
picking your
sizable
eyeballs
bird.
out.
Yeah, that's a sizable bird. Oh, okay. So,
I believe this one is going to be like buffalo attack back when being
uh,
attacked. I'm not sure
okay.
they are aggressive
Aggressive.
by nature.
No, it shouldn't be. But even then, it's bigger than I anticipated, which is a nice thing to see.
And
It's
way
definitely
bigger
better
than a
than.
Kia.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It's
those
just not as big as an ostrich, for example, but not even
no,
close.
but
But it's still pretty sizable.
those bushes are what, waist high, chest
Yeah,
high, waist
I
high, I
think
believe.
it's like lowest at stomach height usually. So
Yeah.
definitely that thing is looking you in the face if it's not hunched down in a skulking position. It's not as big as a moa, I think, but it's
No,
definitely
but
but it's a sizable
it'll
creature.
still give a nice amount of meat.
I wonder how fast it'll be, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely something I have to try out.
Yeah.
Now, this new mission will be available after the completion of Omphalos, the first mission in Styx, with a payout of 300 Ren and 100 exotics on
What?
completion.
100 exotics? Oh, okay, that's nice. So early on the
It's
map as well.
it's
Okay.
Styx, so purple exotics, but yeah.
Yeah, no, purple exotics, but that's nice because usually you don't get exotic missions up until much further in the branches. Usually it's just Ren payouts in the beginning missions. So having
Um,
a
been a
exotic
while,
mission,
been a while since I did the Styx missions though, so I don't know how
mm,
early in the mission tree Styx actually introduces
Yeah, we can have a look as well,
exotics.
because that's a topic point to mark, because it does mean that they've introduced a free mission, which could, be some easy access to exotics. Because even on Olympus, I mean, there's a bunch of missions if you've expanded the thing, but if it's that early on, I would say this is the earliest mission if you compare Olympus and Styx for exotic payouts,
True, true.
because you do not get exotics up until pretty far in the second half of like the Olympus
Yeah,
maps.
exotics as mission reward indeed.
Yeah, that's a mission reward, yeah.
There is also additional rewards during the operation based on performance, so
Ooh.
optional quest steps.
Oh, are those like like you get a gun or a chest or something else, I'm
I
assuming,
think
because they're always
so.
like,
We have done something like that before with optional,
yeah,
where when we completed the optional rewards, there was this cupboard far back in a
yeah.
cave somewhere with exotics and stuff in.
Yeah, I remember something like that, like
Yeah.
ages ago. Yeah.
So I reckon this will be similar. Now, some of you might be asking, what is Matariki? In New Zealand, the native Maori people celebrate their Lunar New Year at the rising of the Matariki constellation, known in the Western world as the Pleiades cluster. Pleiades? How do you pronounce it in English?
Yeah,
Now,
Pleiades or something.
this would happen in late June, early July, and symbolize the period of the year when the Maori would release their dead spirits to be stars in the sky. It's a time to be thankful, mourn, celebrate, and spend time together. The Maori tale went that the god of the winds, Taviri Matea, was so angry when his siblings separated their parents, Ranginui, the sky father, and Papatuanuku, the earth mother, that he tore out his eyes and threw them into the heavens. Sorry for butchering these names, but no idea how to properly pronounce them. Now, if you want to play the new Matariki operation and you don't have Styx DLC yet, you can purchase it with a 25% discount for in euros 1462, which will give you an entire new map and a bunch of missions,
Yeah.
introducing
It
some new creatures and all.
was about 25 missions, right? It's not as big as Olympus, but it's still a fair content.
If you hover over it, it gives you a couple of different images, and one of it says 16
Oh,
new
16
missions.
new missions,
So
yeah.
I reckon it will be 17 now.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Also this week, the kiwi and the kiwi fruit. Continuing our something, Aotearoa? I don't know.
Yeah.
The theme for the week, the Aotearoa, is the Maori name for New Zealand, meaning land of the long white cloud. Now, continuing this theme for this week, we are introducing a new creature and a new food item, the kiwi and the kiwi fruit. The kiwi is a flightless, nocturnal bird that
Hmm.
was spawned in the forest areas of Olympus and Styx, not on Prometheus. You'll only encounter them at night, as they spawn from nests that you can seek out and destroy if you want to stop them from poaching your crops.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Very interesting.
So they're gonna be drawn to your fields.
Kiwis, just
Yeah.
oversized kiwis, basically. Except they're gonna also eat raw stuff, so they're gonna steal the crops.
Hey Eternity, welcome man. Just stopping by before start some Icarus myself. Yeah, once Patchnotes are done, I'll be doing a stream myself as well. So, uh, but yeah, poaching crops. Wasn't it Valheim which also has animals coming towards your crops?
I can't recall realistically. I haven't played it for ages. I can't even remember
Same
because yeah,
here.
I remember just yeah, it was. I remember it was just you just farmed them, but I don't think
Uh,
there was many issues about deer or anything like that coming along. And if they did, they would not survive long because it was XP for killing them, so
yep.
they died quick.
But yeah, in Icarus so far we haven't had any animals coming towards the crop plots yet.
And I'm surprised that they didn't actually include the fact that, the zebra or the animals actually would come along and either try and kick down the fence to kind of gain access to the food, because theoretically, you've got some tomatoes and a whole bunch of things in, normal scenarios. Those
Yeah,
would definitely be edible for the creatures because it's planet-side plants. So,
yeah.
yeah,
It was actually
good to see.
Alien Dawn I was thinking about. There, if you plant stuff, animals are attracted to it. So you
Oh,
had
okay.
to defend it
Defend them.
by fences and turrets and stuff.
That makes sense, to be honest, and that also
Yeah.
gives it a reason. If they're going to start doing something similar, then that would add, a little bit of changes, in the sense that if an animal kicked the fence, which was seen as an aggressive act, that the turrets would then shoot it, that it would also draw more predators, and
Yeah.
so it means that you would have to either be smarter at designing it, or,
And it'll
it's not
also
a bad idea.
give you an actual reason to kill the kiwis, except for the experience and the bestiary progress and maybe the meat.
Yeah, true.
Because if they're not doing anything, then yeah, why kill them? But if they're gonna start eating your crop plots, the crops from your
Well,
plots, then definitely
it,
gonna shoot them.
it might be a type of XP farm if you think. Oh, you also need to see how much XP you get for killing them.
Oh
Just
yeah.
add that to your list as well. Because if it's like a 2k XP, then yeah, please keep on,
Like
killing.
drug-like experience, yeah.
Yeah, for example, it's a new creature. It's not an aggressive one, but
Uh,
good to
uh,
check it.
yeah, but they will fight back when attacked.
Yeah,
And
true.
if
Totally
you
true.
attack the nests, they're gonna attack you as well. So, kiwi fruit will be available as well to purchase as seeds from the Orbital Workshop and grown as a crop on the surface of Icarus. It provides a natural boost to stamina and resistance to cave sickness.
Interesting.
So nice for mining.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, cave sickness has always been the kind of thing that we've never actually had an anti-infective, we don't have the pills, which would, after you've consumed it, it would give you a buff for some time afterwards. We
Yeah,
wouldn't usually use
prevention.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
but we would never use it as I never use it as a preventative. I always just use it after getting it, because it then, when, would cure it and then give you an immunity for 300 seconds. But in this case, it's just a cheap fruit, and an early, maybe reducing the chance,
well, a couple of weeks
which would be
ago
pretty
they
cool.
introduced vitamins, which also gives you a resistance against, amongst others, cave sickness.
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware of that change then.
No, but it's after you move to Orange. So,
Oh, okay.
so it provides natural boost to stam and resist to cave sickness, along with the following recipes: dried kiwi fruit chips,
Mm-hmm.
kiwi fruit jam. So that's gonna be
Ooh, that's going to be a good one, for example, for the
yeah,
jam jar. Yeah, for like
yeah,
tomatoes and stuff. That's a really good one.
a jar, so no spoiling.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And probably a good buff as well, usually, because the jars like tomatoes, carrots, and those things are actually really good
Yeah.
buffs for like early game.
Kiwi fruit sorbet. I reckon you might need ice to make it.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing
Mm.
the
You've got a ton.
deep freezers create ice. So
Is that like one of the first recipes using ice then, actually?
I think
I think
so.
so, yeah. Which is pretty
There
cool,
is
because if you think
the
about it, to shaved ice and stuff like that to add fruits and creating,
uh,
because there's not even chilled iced tea or anything like that. So yeah,
but there
pretty
is
cool.
a chilled water thingy, I believe, ice water. You
Yeah,
make it with a thermos, which gives you extra cooling in when
yeah.
you drink it. So good for a desert and or a volcanic biome. But ice in a recipe, I think indeed this is like the first proper recipe with ice. If it's
Yeah,
gonna use ice.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
We definitely think so. Yeah.
Um, we get a fruit snack pack.
Hmm.
Multiple fruits, I reckon.
And a smoothie, which might also use ice, actually.
Might.
Yeah, smoothies are also occasionally used ice as ingredients. So yeah,
Yeah. So definitely gonna test out the
the recipes,
kiwi
all of them.
fruit recipes. Noted. Nice base built here. A round building. I never go for it. I always do like the straight rectangular blocks.
I like it. It's quite scenic. I mean, usually that's
True.
one of the reasons that I would definitely join the game again. Oh, I would join again, but if I built my open world, it would definitely be something to this effect, more aesthetically pleasing, like the base I built by the lake with, plots and plants and more trees and lights and, scenic things and niceness to make it a scenic, experience like a Minecraft,
Yeah.
mountain base as the one depicted here. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice barbecue balcony over there, top right.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Very good.
If you start your own open world, you can do your own building. You
Yeah,
can make it as
yeah,
aesthetically pleasing as you want.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
Right. Coming soon, Prometheus Part 2. Now, Prometheus Part 2 project is making strides with our focus right now on biome development and mission design. There will be 5 more missions made up of 2 expeditions and 3 other missions. This will bring the total on Prometheus to 16. Part 1 had 11 missions, 6 story missions and 5 secondary missions, and Prometheus Part 2 will add another 5, total 16. We've also been working on a large lava area with a lot of rocky terrain and winding valleys, which, as previously warned, will be considerably harder than previous lava biomes. Okay, I hope
Yeah, if it's
the valleys will be, well, there was, I want to say, I hope the valleys will be like properly visible on the map. However, there was a bit in future content weeks and weeks ago about something like no map coverage of the southern half.
yeah, I mean it was the area that they're going to be adding, but if it's going to be, I'm wondering if it's basically like the ice ravines kind of like valleys, or if it's going to be more like just very much narrowed paths which forces you in contact with certain things which might jump out of holes in those valleys kind of stuff, making it
And like
more
a maze of
adventurous.
valleys, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, something to that effect. Although,
So
people would just build ramps and then just run above it or
yeah,
something silly,
and then
cheesy,
build
but yeah.
over it and stuff. Yeah, but
Yeah.
if they do like interconnecting valleys, a whole maze of them, then the whole place beacons is gonna be definitely something like run from beacon to find your way through
Yeah, it could
the
be fun.
valleys. Yeah. And this one is nice. Next week we get the stone brick building tier. Finally some new building materials again.
Mm.
Next week we're introducing a new building tier, the stone brick building tier, which requires shaping of stones. This building tier will sit at tier 3 and will provide a brick alternative for players on all maps. Tier 3, so in tier 2 you have the masonry bench. Tier 4 you have the electric masonry bench. I don't think you have a tier 3 masonry bench. So I wonder how this will slot in tier 3 then.
Hmm. I mean, you could probably craft higher tiered items on the tier 2 realistically, because it's still just stone.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but what bench is this gonna be crafted in?
yeah, that's a question. I mean, probably just yeah, that's a good question. Because do you need to go all the way to tier 4, or are they adding a
Is
new
this gonna
bench,
be a
or
machining bench and then thus
I,
also the fabricator?
I know that the
Or
machining of the
is it gonna be
does
a
it
masonry bench? Like,
or because yet again the masonry bench might be standard as tier 2, but if you couple water to it, or I don't know something, I'm not sure if it has any type of water flow connectors to it, that it would
masonry
upgrade
bench?
itself.
No, I don't think so. I believe not.
Well, you can understand my concept then, basically being like, oh, if you just
No,
manufacture it by basic, but as soon as you couple it up to, water or something that it
no,
has,
water pumps is tier 3.
yeah, I guess that's my point. So if you added a water pump to the tier 3, and then couple it to the tier 2 masonry bench, turning it then into enabling you to build tier 3, but that's over engineered. So it might just be a new item, or it's just straight up available at tier 2, which would actually be interesting then, because then you can build tier 3 from tier 2 without like upgrading at all. So
Yeah.
it would be a little bit, or it's going to ask you to be tier 4 to build tier 3, and then that doesn't make sense either. So
No, you shouldn't need a tier 4 bench.
yeah, to build
So,
tier 3, exactly. It
exactly.
would be counterintuitive. So you'll have to double check.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one next week to see where this is going to be, and which
Yeah,
bench is going to be in.
yeah, if it's still going to go released. So you don't know how hard these people party. All we know is they've
True,
been
true.
partying for the whole week, and then it's like, oh no, we kind of missed our deadline a little bit, but it's fine. We'll be the next week, but we'll see.
No, your support makes these updates possible. So buy the game, buy the DLCs, buy the Styx expansion if you want the new map, the new mission. Buy the Prometheus DLC, so you get also access to Prometheus Part 2, or just buy everything for a 40% discount at the moment. Not bad.
I think that is the biggest discount we've seen so far.
I think
So
so, yeah.
yeah, even the 36% discount for the pets bundle. Yet again, it's I probably like I said, I bought the Prometheus one because I was happy with the content, the way that they do approach their interactability in the sense that I don't need to have had it in order to have the benefits of it as long as somebody was able to host it,
Hmm.
which is very good for
Very
it's
player
very
friendly.
consumer positive, yeah,
Yep.
player friendly, consumer positive type of practices. So I did buy it, but for example, I would never see, for example, the outpost is something that I don't really think I would do, or having the pets bundles. I would first want to see how it is just training wolves already the item, unless it was like a feature set behind it, which would be like lock content, which they
Um,
steer away from. But but
so
even
the pet companions gives you a couple of extra
yeah,
dogs and cats.
but the mechanic is open, so it's pretty
The creature
simple.
comfort packs gives you extra saddles,
Yep.
extra water and food troughs.
Mm.
I, for example, the electric food trough, so I chuck veggies in and it makes Omni food, which has a
Yeah.
way longer spoil time and
Hmm.
actually gives your mount a buff. There is a
Oh,
filtered
well,
water trough, so it filters the water for the animals. Currently not a buff yet, but from what I understood, in the future this will become a buff for your mounts if they drink filtered water. But you can also hook it up to the water network, so you don't have to constantly water it no more. A couple
yeah, true.
of those water troughs. Now I don't know which one comes from the creature comfort spec and which is like in the base game, obviously. But
No, I'll be able to check it once I'm back online, but still, it's basically yeah, it's supporting the project is good.
yeah, for me it's indeed primarily
Yeah.
supporting Icarus. That's why basically I have like all the DLCs and everything. Right, let's continue with the changelog. A bit more than last couple of weeks.
Indeed.
So add a kiwi fruit plant with all the growth stages. Adding
Yeah.
kiwi nest destroy audio in event, so you can now destroy the kiwi nests.
The nests, I'm wondering because the kiwis have a very large egg size, I believe, so they're pretty much. It'll be interesting to see how it looks as well.
Like I believe like little hill on the ground, something to that extent.
Yeah, probably.
But I'll
Mm.
be running around in sticks in subsequent gameplay during the night, trying to find kiwis and kiwi nests and stuff.
Yeah.
Fixed kiwi not providing a vestige when skinned. Alright, I'm glad I fixed it, so now we can actually make kiwi trophies as well.
Yeah, they didn't mention adding in the kiwis trophies, but I presume that that is added in there because it
Yeah,
says So, yeah.
It fixed kiwi not providing vestiges.
Yeah, yeah.
And vestiges you use to make trophies, so.
Yep.
Adding dried kiwi fruit jam, i.e. Bottled kiwi, kiwi fruit sorbet, fruit skewers, that's the, what did I call it before, fruit snack pack, and fruit smoothie recipes. Unlocking kiwi and kiwi related items. Yeah, fixing kiwi vestiges being incorrectly dropped as a cat vestige.
Okay.
So they call this on experimental. That's why they do experimental, hey? Modified kiwi fruit sorbets, as it's a frozen food which should decay
Yeah.
in heat. So yeah,
There you go.
the
It's probably
sorbet definitely use ice.
there you go.
Quest data table link has been fixed. Added the target on the kiwi nest so they can be attacked by animals as well.
For the pets.
I think so, and mounts. Adding boss icons to both the matriarch and fowler epic creatures. These are actually for this new Matariki mission.
Oh, okay.
You have to fight two epic creatures, and world bosses have their own icon on the map. So those icons have been added. Stats have been added for the matriarch and fowler, so they're tougher to fight. Good. Doesn't need to be too easy. Increased MOA and matriarch tether distances. So I reckon we also have to fight MOA when you're doing this mission. And then
Yeah.
matriarch might actually be like a big MOA or something.
Yeah. It might be. You know, it's
Huh.
could be interesting because basically an oversized chocobo. So yeah, I would
Yeah.
imagine that to be quite interesting.
Fowler boss now spawns at the cave, a set location rather than a dynamic one. This also tells us that you have to like visit some kind of cave during this mission, where a Fowler boss spawns.
Probably.
But if it
Makes
spawns at a
sense.
cave and it runs back to heal, you can actually follow it in the cave to fight it over there. Cool. Added control rake to the kiwi to shrink neck length. Well, was it too long before? Okay. Maybe it's just some deformed moa. Think about it.
Yeah, like I said,
Shorten the legs,
yeah,
inflate the body, inflate the neck a bit.
they probably use the same or similar motion. What do you call it? Um, Animations. So it'll also be good to keep an eye out if it's a new set of animations or they've just adjusted it to a smaller scale.
Yeah.
But it's definitely more of a pudgy animation. It should be at the very least.
So if you ride a moa whilst being over encumbered, it turns into a kiwi. Like
Maybe, but I doubt it because the running animation should be completely different because of the shorter legs, like you mentioned. So well, it's not that short in comparison, but it'll be interesting to see or to take note of when you're, toying with them and punching them to death. So
oh yeah, wearing the iron backpack,
yeah.
so I can do electric damage with my fists. Let's see, adjusted fur on a kiwi to make it more visible. Fixed fur LOD, reducing fur layer count at LOD 0. More visible, so easier to spot. Good. Kiwi mesh is now scaled inside of default root component. Would that indicate that the kiwi size is also scalable? Maybe the
Well, that
matriarch is actually a big kiwi instead of a big moa.
could be, but that also
There's your
means
20
that
foot moa. Sorry, your 20-foot kiwi, matriarch.
yeah, that'd be awesome. That'll be actually pretty cool if they did do that. That would be actually brilliant. But it actually does like raise another interesting point. The fact that all animals are the same sizes do add to a monotony of like the feel of it. If you did come across like a supersized bison or a big wolf or something like that, just bigger randomization on a random grid like spawn, which is sort of saved. So you could then, find, oh, here's a bigger dog, or here's a smaller dog, or here's a wolf, I mean.
Yeah.
So you could be, looking to add diversity where there wouldn't have been like that much
Well,
of a coding complexity to it. But
you
yeah,
have the baby animals,
no, you do, but this is just a size. It's like it's another
but
stat.
yeah,
So usually, like in certain games, you have a random size generation as well, even if it's like a tiering, like small, like very small, small, and then you have rarer chances on those sizes as well as the fact that yeah,
or
so maybe exotic enhanced.
make the
So
size level dependent. Like make
no,
a
it would.
level 100 bear bigger than a level 5 bear.
Yeah, that could also be a thing because usually, yeah, that's not a bad idea. But usually, when it comes down to tenable pets, you would usually have it so that they stay the same size because it needs to be an uncommon thing. So like I said, it's about like an
True,
albino
true.
mower, right? I know they have the ice mower now, but like I mentioned, if you came across an albino variant of something and it's big, that's a double X factor rareness. So I have to catch this creature for example, type of mentality, and that adds a different dynamic to the game as well. But
And
that's
then make
just
the trophy bigger as well, obviously.
yeah. For example, yeah, that's
Well,
also the thing. You
they
could like
have
the
it
same thing
with
as the fishes for the
yeah,
fishes.
they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
it with a
So yeah,
fish.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's a good it's a great topic because that's why you would want to spend hours fishing or like you just put traps in and hope that you get a big one.
Yeah.
But I would have, yeah. So if you really wanted I'm not going to be percentage based small things, and people would hunt rare spawns or these types of things. So it'll be, that adds a different aspect of it. But anyway,
Yeah. Something maybe to keep in mind for a future upvote.
well, I just say it's like scaled instead of default. So
Oh.
it's interesting that they're perhaps toying with that idea. So
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Let's see. Kiwi fruit harvesting will now give kiwi fruit seeds. Good, good. Otherwise, you can't plant it. Only with the workshop seeds. And then with plant fatigue, at some point it'll basically stop growing. So good
hmm
that you now can actually get seed from harvesting. They also slightly increase the number of kiwi fruit per harvest. Adjusting wolf spawners in kiwi mission so they don't float. Wolf spawners, I think, like similar to like the wolf dens.
yeah.
Changing the descriptor on the wolf spawners. Adjusted the spawn location on the spawners so they won't spawn inside the spawner and get stuck. Yeah, that would be a bit anticlimactic.
Pretty much.
Fixed fowler now spawning during Kiwi Quest. It is a quest specific animal after all.
Mm.
Adjusting wolf spawn locations from dens again. Adding in wild kiwi spawning nests and set up spawning on Olympus and Styx. So basically, even if you don't get the mission, you still will get the new kiwis. And fixed placement mesh for kiwi fruit trees. Oh, so kiwi fruit grows on trees. Gotcha.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, good pickup. I think they do, but I've never seen a kiwi plant. So I would imagine it
Me
looks
neither.
something like a guava like tree kind of thing. So it's a biggish thing with small kiwis on it.
I have no idea. Also, have no idea how big those trees are gonna be, but we'll go have a look for them.
They'll probably be the size of a tomato plant, I would imagine. So
You have the avocado trees, maybe similar. Well, is it a tree? It is, yeah, tree-ish avocado, yeah.
yeah,
So
avocado
maybe
trees are
similar.
trees, yeah, and they can be pretty big. But I think in the Icarus game, it'll probably be the rendering size of a tomato plant, like a
Yeah.
basically.
Nah,
If
like
not,
you,
should be
you
nice.
have the avocado trees in Icarus, so
Where is
maybe the
it?
Q.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen those.
they have been in for a long time already.
Uh, can't remember them, but alright.
Let's see some fixes. The station-to-station extended survey, Olympus mission. They removed the return to dropship step. Yeah, otherwise you won't be able to finish this on an open world as an operation. So fixed bug where I couldn't craft items while mounted. Like I said, I'll have to check it during gameplay. Fixed bug where some items were hidden when opening crafting menu while mounted. Well, basically the same one as above. Fix an issue where a low list wasn't working correctly for the tier 4 water trough, the powered one, so the filtered water trough. It
I think
had
this is the one that you
it
had an
had
issue
no
with,
allow
wasn't it?
list. Yeah, it had no allow
Yeah,
list.
I remember you had that in the previous stream. I think that I watched that there was an issue with not being able to do use it that
Well,
way.
I have an issue with the allow list in general. It looks like it's
Mm,
working the wrong way around. If
yeah.
I allow certain animals to a food trough, and on those animals I say only grab food from troughs where you're allowed to get from,
Mm.
those are the ones they do not go to eat and drink. So something I have to look into.
Yeah, try to pick it up and put it down. Obviously, you've tried that, so
Yeah,
okay.
tried it all. She added tooltips to exotics deposited on trees, is in the notable fixes. Tweaked the bestiary description for the antelope slightly. Okay. Fix a number of typos in item descriptions and modifier descriptions. That's where you have spelling control for, right? Okay. Snow crash mission update drop pod step to have a clearer icon and description. I have no idea whether this is an Olympus or a Styx mission. It's too long ago since I did those missions.
Snow crash updated the pod step to have a clear icon and description.
Icon
I
on the
think
map, I
that's
reckon. And
I
like,
think there was Olympus mission because there was like, well, because I remember, well, there's a bunch of probably missions similar, but I remember there was one which was in the Arctic that you had to build like, oh, and obviously it's called Snow Crash, but that you had to go rescue a pod, and then we sort of got, I think we even also got confused by the description on that one thing. So I think this might be related to that.
well, if it
We were
makes
at
it
night
clear,
at that point.
if it
It was
makes
like
it
with
clearer,
like
it's all the better.
yeah. Sorry.
Oh, the abyss. This was Ring Lake, so Styx. Styx Operation Abyss Research. They updated the steps to prevent accidental completion of the mission without collecting the rewards. So they added collect the rewards as a mandatory step to actually complete the mission. Good. Would be a shame if you finish the mission without collecting the rewards.
Well, yeah, there are optional. You can always just throw them away. So it's
Now the thing is, you can do operations only once per open world. So if you like accidentally
oh,
completed
is
it
it?
without collecting the rewards, you want to do it again, you have to start a new open world. Each
Oh, okay, I don't
operation
know.
can only be done,
Yeah.
can only be completed once
Ah,
on each open world, and once completed, you cannot start it again.
interesting.
So what you could
Oh, okay, I didn't
do
know that.
is, and this is actually a way to
Choose it.
collect equipment. You can start certain missions which give you, for example, solar panels. You grab
Yeah.
the solar panels and then you abandon the mission. You still have the solar panel. Since you did not
Oh,
complete the mission, you can start it again.
yeah, more solar panels.
Grab solar panels, abandon, and again and again and again.
Yeah.
It's a cheeky way to get equipment.
Yeah, well, it sounds that way. I haven't seen it, but it also,
I know it is possible. I don't do it myself. I'm like, if I want solar panels, I'll just grab some resources
craft
and
them.
craft them.
But you would test the exploit in that sense because that's pretty
I know how the operations work, so I know it works without having to test it.
cool. Future
Uh,
content
no,
or no?
for the Abyss, this one's also for the Abyss, Abyss operation. Increased
Mm.
research speed after each primary objective is complete. So remember when we had to put the stuff in things in multiple biomes, deployables in multiple
Yeah.
biomes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, After completing each of those deployables and like check stuff in and have the research there, the
It
research
increased.
for carrying on the player increased in speed.
No, okay.
And then
Makes
yeah,
sense.
the future content, which is like our all-time favorite always.
Yep. Speculation time.
Fix first time voxel cache generation is not working editor for new rock types. Internal dev only, but new rock types? Huh.
Well,
We're gonna get new
granite
variants of
might
stone,
be
yeah?
pretty cool. Yeah, like granite would be awesome before like
Yeah.
decorative. Because if you think about it, the textures of the purple furniture pack with the purple gold trimmed stuff, that's actually like a granite looking like
Marble, I
texture.
think.
So
More like
yeah,
black
marble,
marble.
but well, exactly, yeah, but marble, granite, nah,
Yeah. So yeah, let's
potato, tomato.
give us granite, give us marble, and
Yeah.
make it a new resource for specifically the Art Deco furniture pack. I don't care. I'll be mining it.
Mm.
New rock types, interesting. Okay. Um,
Mm.
Added a full Prometheus map to the developer prospects for testing. No bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't see that yet.
Mm.
Add initial setup of the S-Lines transport mission. S-Lines is going to be the new volcanic biome
Yep.
in southern Prometheus. We're going to get a transport mission.
Yeah. Some.
Okay, so bring stuff from point A to point B and try and find your way and leave a trail of beacons behind so you know where to go. Especially if there is no map there for some reason or the other, like something interfering with satellite signals or
Well,
something, I don't know.
I still think the game itself would be, still playable quite a bit if you're, stuck without a map. You just have to remember landmarks and build landmarks,
Yeah,
perhaps. You could build perch towers in
I'm
the middle
crap
of
at that,
some.
so I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to rely on placed beacons, definitely.
Yeah. Well, makes sense to some extent, but it's all good. Um,
Move to Prometheus Phase 2 folder structure to better fit more missions.
yeah.
More missions? So they're planning on even more missions in the future? Cool. Set up
Well, they
as
said they're adding 5,
yeah,
so.
yeah, to better fit even more missions.
No, but remember, this
Good,
is,
good.
well, future content might be, yeah, because it is future content. Those missions aren't added yet. It's future
Yeah.
content, those 5 missions.
So they're
So,
already preparing for more missions.
okay.
Thinking
Yes.
ahead. I like that.
Uh-huh.
Set up S-Line's transport mission requirement steps. Yeah, I can't say much about that. White space
White
grizzles?
space
No
grizzles.
idea.
Yeah.
No grizzlies.
No, yeah. I was like, yeah. Doesn't make
Strong
sense.
gameplay, config.
This doesn't make sense. Talent faction mission and prospect list for Prometheus Phase 2 mission. So adding new talents?
When they talk about talents here, they mean blueprints.
Ah, but new blueprints? But new
Yeah,
items to be get. That's
I don't know.
reading.
But you know as well as I do, you keep on collecting blueprint points. So
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a big thing, but
exactly. But yeah, new items. Cool.
faction
Nice.
mission and prospect list. Yeah. So yeah, pretty much making sure that everything's in place. Moves.
First one.
Curious warning. Meh.
Set up deployables for 2
Meh.
additional Prometheus missions.
Okay. Yeah.
Pre-built structures.
Probably the radio, the scanning things that you need to maneuver and these types of stuff between the
Yeah,
ravines and stuff.
special beacons maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, special beacons and stuff like that. Stone brick
Stone
icons
rigs.
they're working on.
Gonna
New
come in
stone
next
brick
week. So
variants. Yeah, more stone brick hookup items. Nest audio for the Kiwi stuff.
yeah, the audio destruction audio.
Uh,
So you
added push PM to Nest to play correct. Okay, so that's just the audio coupling
yeah.
and just to audio to broken Nest. So just some audio stuff again for the Kiwi stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Scrolling up though, what's that picture of the armor the guy's wearing? Just above the next to stone brick.
The composite spear, I think.
Yeah, and then it's like a advanced ghillie
And
type
might be the hunter
looking.
armor.
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
Cool helmet though.
Yeah, definitely.
With a part around the chin. Bit Darth Vader vibe.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
If it were white, I would say Clone Trooper, but yeah, it
Oh
ain't white.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I believe this is the composite spear the guy is holding.
Yeah,
And I
it does
think
look like
I
a
think it's the hunter
obsidian
armor.
spear, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
looking at the tip of the spear, I believe it's the composite
Yeah, it
one.
looks machined. You can see two rivets in the middle. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, looks good, and that's the patch notes. So
Yeah.
all done.
So that means I'm gonna take a quick break, get myself a quick smoke and a new can of soda, and then I'll be doing some gameplay. I'm gonna be playing on my main open world, obviously Styx, a main character in Styx open world, and I'll be doing the new mission. So I hope you enjoyed watching this patch notes. We do it every Friday. We go through the patch notes so you don't have to talk about them. See if we can like what we read connected to what we know, what we have experienced and stuff. Especially the future content, speculations, always fun. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll be back in some 10-15 minutes for some subsequent gameplay. So thanks for being here, and I will see you folks
Yep.
around.